Beardo Banjo.
Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new video. Why am I wearing sunglasses? That's the first thing you're thinking. That's the first thought that went through your mind. As soon as this video started, you thought, why is he wearing sunglasses? And it's an easy question to answer. I'm wearing sunglasses because I stayed up until just gone 4 AM last night watching a cappella covers of well-known songs on YouTube. Stuff like Running Up That Hill and the Pokemon theme song, and like the theme song for the classic X-Men animated TV show. You know, the one that's like brilliant. We are officially halfway through 2022 and the VR game releases have slowed to a crawl. The scorching summer months aren't the best time to be playing brand new VR games, but I wanted to make a video to highlight all the great product that is still scheduled to come out in the next 6 months. That's right, everything I'm going to show you today should be playable, ownable, purchasable within the next 6 months, with the exception of a couple that'll tag on to the end, which are coming in the first 3 or 4 months of 2023. I want to inject some hope back into VR games out there, show you that there's some great games still coming this year, and give you all something to look forward to. Hopefully we don't have to survive through too many social, political, and natural disasters in the next 6 months, but if we do, at least we have these great looking VR games to look forward to. Let's check it out. Okay, we've got a lot of games to go through here, so I'm going to keep my voiceovers a little bit more breezy, a little bit shorter than my typical list videos. Kicking things off is AMOGUS VR. Now, most people might say that the peak of Among Us popularity has passed, and those people might be correct. They're probably correct. But this official port of the fantastic multiplayer deception game looks undeniably cool, and I can't wait to lie to my friends when this one comes out later this year. If this creepy looking gameplay is anything to go by, then Propagation Paradise Hotel looks like a far more fleshed out and realised VR game than the original Propagation was. Propagation of course was a wave based shooter, but this is a full-fledged survival game set inside a creepy zombie filled hotel. Sign me up. I just hope it gets co-op gameplay at some point in the future, but right now this is a single player survival experience. If you're anything like me, then you probably prefer your VR games to be as fast and bloody as physically possible. Hellsweeper is definitely aiming to tick both of those boxes. This game's locomotion moves at breakneck speed. You can wall run, you can do backflips over enemies, you can slow down time. It's a little bit like Doom on crack, and coming from the developers of Sorrento, it makes a lot of sense. Hellsweeper could be the most fun you have in your VR headset in 2022. Heralded by most VR YouTubers as the best looking VR game ever, Hubris looks set to take players on a gun-toting sci-fi journey across gorgeous alien worlds and cold metallic space stations. Graphically speaking, there's no denying that Hubris is stunning, but will it pack in enough gameplay punch to leave a lasting impression? Only time will tell. The original Vertigo still feels oddly underrated to me. It's easily one of the best VR shooters money can buy, and it feels like not enough people speak about it. It packs in tons of humour and charm, a massive single player adventure, and also gives players some of the most well executed weapon mechanics in VR. In a lot of ways, Vertigo feels like something Valve would make, and parallels have been drawn many times to the Half-Life games. This year sees Vertigo 2 arrive for PCVR users, and hopefully then the series will start to get the widespread attention it deserves. Now, I'm infamously terrible at stealth games, but I have to admit Espire 2 has me excited. A futuristic co-op stealth adventure that looks exceptionally polished is sure to catch a lot of people's attention. Instead of worrying about the previously announced Splinter Cell VR, perhaps we should all focus our attention here, as this one looks like it will give us that high-tech stealth fix long before Sam Fisher makes an appearance in VR headsets. Oh, Saints and Sinners, you wonderful, wonderful beast. The original Walking Dead Saints and Sinners took the VR world by storm. A game that didn't just surpass expectations, but instead obliterated them from the face of the earth. The terribly named Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution looks like more of the same, with some devilish new twists and weapons. The locations look more exciting, the zombies look hungrier, the human enemies more menacing, and I for one can't wait to chop them all down with that chainsaw. The hype for Bonelab is completely insane. A generation of TikTok viewers have fallen in love with the crazy creativity of the PCVR exclusive Boneworks, and now they'll all have the opportunity to jump into this incredible physics-based playground when Bonelab launches for Quest and PCVR this year. Not much is known about the story of the game, but if the trailer is anything to go by, then the top tier VR interactions and systems from Boneworks are all still here, and looking better than ever. Gambit is a 4-player campaign-driven shooter-adventure in a world of gangs, guns, and mayhem. With a campaign that takes 20 plus hours to complete, 9 levels across 3 chapters, 4-player co-op, dozens of guns, a myriad of attachments, skins, masks, deathmatch, minigames, leaderboards, and much, much more, this stylish VR shooter could be our next VR co-op obsession. The visuals of Red Matter 2 completely blew my mind when this trailer was shown off during the MetaQuest gaming showcase. I'm still keen to see confirmation of the Quest 2 visuals, but regardless of how it looks, Red Matter 2 looks like another incredible slice of sci-fi, Cold War, puzzle-centric action that I can't wait to sink my teeth into. And we don't have long to wait for this one. Red Matter 2 now has a release date of the 18th of August. After going hands-on with the PvP mode, I can confirm that Requisition VR is a lot of silly fun. Throwing ladders, pans, chairs and all kinds of ridiculous household items at other players whilst you scramble around a log cabin trying to survive is a recipe for laughter. But it's the PvE mode where players must work together to defend locations from hordes of hungry zombies that I'm really interested in. Requisition VR looks like a tower defense version of Dead Rising, with the ability to craft absolutely insane weapons and traps being a big selling point. Hopefully we won't have to wait too long to take this one for a test drive. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know anything about the NFL. I doubt I'll even be able to make a video for this game when it launches because even the basic fundamentals of American football are alien to me. But for fans of the sport, NFL Pro Era is releasing later this year, and through the power of VR it aims to make you truly feel like the quarterback. Who you gonna call? Well, that depends on your specific problem, but if it's ghosts that are causing your issues, then I would likely give the Ghostbusters a ring. A co-op ghostbusting game sounds like the perfect VR setup, and experienced VR studio nDreams are making it a reality later this year. We're still yet to see any actual gameplay, but I'm confident this one could be a huge VR headset seller for Christmas. I just hope I don't get slimed. You're probably going to need an iron stomach and some strong VR legs for this next one. Superkit To The Top is a futuristic parkour traversal experience built from the ground up for VR headsets. Jump, wall run, swing and climb through incredible floating cityscapes whilst also fighting strange little angry top hat creatures. Games like this make my toes itch because I hate heights, but you can bet I'll still be playing this one when it launches later this year. If Paradox of Hope looks familiar to you, that's probably because you've played the fantastic Metro series of games. This upcoming VR title wears its inspirations proudly on its sleeve, and it's clear that Metro is a huge one. Set in the moody underground world of tunnels filled with dangerous creatures and toxic gases, this might be the closest we get to an official Metro VR anytime soon. And I'm absolutely fine with that, because this game looks brilliant. The Peaky Blinders are coming to VR later this year, and as a huge fan of the show, I'm excited to jump into this world and come face to face with characters like Thomas Shelby, who is being voiced by the one and only Cillian Murphy. Not much is known about the gameplay just yet, but I'm sure we'll learn more in the months to come. Your mech is ready. The crowd roars. Welcome to the arena. The thrill of professional athletics meets the precision of purpose-built machines in Ultimechs, the next VR multiplayer gaming experience from Resolution Games. Ultimechs looks like Rocket League met Riggs and had a super polished VR esports baby. It doesn't look like you can freely move around the arena in this one, which is a shame, but I'll wait until I've gone hands-on with the slick-looking gameplay before casting any final judgments. LONN has been a VR game that I've had my eye on for quite some time. Originally it looked like a fairly cool VR cyberpunk hack and slash title, but the newest trailer shows just how much the game has evolved, and now it's looking like a VR cyberpunk Boneworks with physics systems, climbing, telekinetic powers and gorgeous high-tech environments. My gut instinct is telling me that LONN could be a big VR sleeper hit this year. Add it to your wish lists and let's see how right or wrong I am. The Last Worker is a first-person narrative adventure centered around our struggle in an increasingly automated world. The game aims to deliver an emotional, thought-provoking and comedic story packed with rich characters performed by an all-star cast. When robots take all the jobs us humans used to carry out, then what is left for us to do? As the last human worker in a world of robotic automation, we'll no doubt find out when The Last Worker releases later this year. The recently released flat-screen Nerf game was pretty much panned across the board by critics and consumers alike, but that doesn't mean I can't still be a little bit excited for the VR Nerf game launching later this year. Now I know you could argue that I could just go out and buy a Nerf gun and actually engage in some cool Nerf wars like the game is providing, but I would respond to that by saying, I'm far too lazy, and there's no way I could run and jump and dive around cool futuristic arenas like my digital character, so I'm going to stick to the virtual world. Thank you very much. Not much is known about Team 17's first foray into VR, an 80s horror slasher game set inside, or at least partially inside, a radio station. Killer Frequency was announced at the Meta Game Showcase and it immediately grabbed my attention. As a fan of horror I was always going to be sold, but the biggest takeaway for me was seeing an established veteran game studio like Team 17 finally jumping into the VR space. A great sign for things to come. What if you woke up one day and your arms had turned into baseball bats? What a nightmare that would be. How would you go about your daily tasks and routines? Surely you'd struggle to carry out even the simplest of tasks. Well, it's time to find out when What the Bat releases later this year. A follow-up to the hilariously ridiculous What the Golf, players will have to complete a series of wacky challenges with baseball bats for arms. The concept is so bizarre that it might just be brilliant. Sword fighting in VR is always a recipe for success, and Trebuchet are bringing a brand new spin on that setup later this year with Broken Edge, a 1v1 sword dueling experience where you can fight your friends in wonderful, colourful artistic environments, blocking, parrying and breaking each other's weapons until only one person remains. We have plenty of sword fighting experiences in VR, but I can't think of any that allow us to fight head to head with multiplayer opponents. I for one can't wait to test out my fencing skills. Spoiler alert, I have no fencing skills. There is very little to no information available right now for the upcoming Exorcist Legion sequel, but the one single piece of info we do have has me very excited. The game will be fully playable with a friend. Yes, that's right, no longer will we have to face the demons of the Exorcist alone. Now we can bring a friend in to hold our virtual hand. My only worry here is how will that impact the scare factor. The original is still one of the most terrifying VR games, and I hope the sequel can live up to that high bar. Now let's finish off this video with a quick peek at a few of the VR experiences landing early in 2023. First up is Resident Evil 4, a brand new reimagining of one of my favourite games of all time. Built from the ground up in that stunning RE engine, Resi 4 will have some kind of VR support on PlayStation VR 2. However, what that support is remains an unknown. Hopefully it's not just a short mini game or two, because I'd love to blast through this brand new version in all its glory in the most immersive way possible. More Resident Evil action up next, as Village is getting the full native VR treatment on PlayStation VR 2. We currently have the fantastic PreyDog VR mods available to PCVR users if you simply can't wait, but for the full polished experience, complete with dual wielding, we'll have to wait until early 2023. Another PSVR 2 exclusive now, Horizon Call of the Mountain, is looking breathtaking. If these visuals are truly a representation of what we'll be seeing when we put on the PSVR 2 headset, then the future of VR is looking very bright indeed. At first it looked like this PSVR 2 title was going to be an on-the-rails experience, but the more we see, the more it looks like an expansive VR game, with boss battles, climbing, traversal and combat. Only time will tell, but this is an amazing first showing for first-party PSVR 2 exclusives. GTA, one of the biggest franchises in the world, is coming to VR. GTA San Andreas was announced last year, and we haven't heard anything else since. Fingers crossed this isn't another Assassin's Creed VR situation where it was clearly announced too early, but reports state this one has been in development for quite some time already. Here's hoping this is the big title that drives Quest 2 or Quest Pro sales into 2023. And finally, no upcoming VR games video would be complete without a mention for Assassin's Creed VR. We know it's real, we know it exists, we know some people have played an early build, but it seems we're no closer to finding out when we can go hands-on with this anticipated title. With leaked footage and impressions out there, I can't imagine we have much longer to wait, and I'm betting we'll finally get this one at some point in 2023. That brings me to the end of this video. The future of VR looks bright, but for now, the only bright thing is the sun, which we should probably all go outside and enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do leave a like, leave a comment, and hit subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Take care, guys. See you later.